A little bit of a late upload coming at you here, but today I'm coming at you with power rankings again. We're doing this every single month, and while it's a few days late, I have a good excuse. If you saw the last video, my throat. I got issues going on there with some pains. So today's gonna be a little bit painful again, but we're gonna push through it, we're gonna get it done, and we're gonna give you power rankings for after the month of May. So, I mean, up until this day, this is what my power rankings are looking like as of right now. So if you guys do enjoy these videos, you like seeing power rankings on the channel, make sure to drop a like on the video. It really does help support me, as well as subscribing if you have not yet done so. Click that sub button. We're getting so close to 200K. I'd love to hit that by the end of June. Get in the comments down below. Let me know what you agree or disagree with me on in my power rankings. Who do you think should be the top ranked team? And drop me a follow on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description, as well as if you want to buy any tickets to any sporting events, make sure to head on over to SeatGeek. Use the code Giraffe, save yourself $20 off your first purchase. So without further ado, let's get going into the power rankings. Coming in at the number 30 spot, I think it's obvious. It's the Baltimore Orioles. Are the worst team in baseball. They only won a few games in the month of May. There just hasn't been a lot going right there. I mean, Trey Mancini had a great month, and John Means is still good. Cedric Mullins is still playing well, but this team just straight up is not very good. They're losing a lot of games. They're not winning many, and they're still the worst team in baseball. The future's coming. It's just not there yet. They're 30th in my power rankings. Second to last, number 29, I'm going with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I know they're beating the Marlins recently, having some good games, but this Pirates team to me is still incredibly weak. Like, they have some guys coming back. Brian Hayes is on his way back, and he actually, I think, should be playing now. Bullpen has some arms with Richard Rodriguez. The team's just not very good, though. Maybe it's harsh, but really, they're a bottom 4 team, so any of these guys could be shuffled around in these positions. Number 28, Arizona Diamondbacks. This team went on like, what, a 13-game losing streak during the month of May. They haven't been winning many games, but I put them a little bit ahead of the Pirates and the Orioles because there are actually some good players on the Diamondbacks team, and I think as they get healthier, they're going to be doing better. Getting a guy like Ketel Marte back makes them a much better team than when they don't have him. Still, though, there's no pitching here from the starting pitching side or relief, especially with Zach Gallen hurt. They're going to struggle the rest of the season. A lot of good trade candidates, but right now as a team, not very strong. 27, another National League West team here with the Colorado Rockies. They're bad. They're really, really bad. And if the Diamondbacks didn't lose 13 straight in the month of May, didn't go on that huge losing streak, I'd probably have the Rockies lower than the Diamondbacks. But the Rockies also kind of don't have anybody. Trevor Story, but he's like kind of been hurt. Charlie Blackmon looks like a shell of himself. Ryan McMahon's a ball player, but they got no pitching again. They got no relief pitching. They got no offense even this year. This Rockies team just isn't very good. It's crazy. Almost like losing Nolan Arenado made a huge difference. Number 26, while they did sweep the New York Yankees, I'm going with the Detroit Tigers. This team is still not there just yet. Casey Mize looked like he turned a corner, but then he had a bad outing. Tarek Skubal, like, talented young pitcher, but just not there yet. They have some pieces for sure. Like, I like that they have a great farm system, but with this Tigers team, they are still not one of the best in the league, last in their division. 26th ranked on my rankings. Number 25, the Texas Rangers. The Rangers surprised some people the first few months playing better baseball, but let's be honest, this Rangers team just isn't very good. Nick Solak cooled off a little bit. Adolis Garcia has been carrying them offensively. Gallo's been fine. I mean, like, they just aren't that good. This is a team that I think is better than I thought they would be, but also just isn't good at all still. So while they're not terrible, they're not anything better than like the 25th best team in the league. Number 24, most disappointing team in baseball without a doubt, the Minnesota Twins. A team that a lot of people, myself included, thought could make the playoffs this year. Yeah, the Twins are done. They got nothing left, and people want to say like, oh, they're going to be the Nationals of 2019. They're not. The Nationals had pitching. The Nationals were legitimately a good team playing bad. I'm starting to think that the Twins were just never this good. The pitching looks terrible. Guys like Jose Barrios just are not getting better. Kenta Maeda's still struggling a bit. The bullpen, like, it's all over the place. Everywhere you look for this Twins team, they're having problems. Rocco Baldelli's on the hot seat, potentially getting fired. And I think I said the Tigers are in last place. I think it's the Twins. Yeah, the Twins are actually in last place. My bad, Tigers fans, but the Twins still do have a better roster, though, than the Tigers, which is why they slightly get ahead in a 1-game difference. Twins are the better team, but they're still just not very good. I don't know what happened to them. Number 23, Miami Marlins. The Marlins started off like the year kind of decent, hovering around 500, but they've gone 1-9 in their last 10. They're looking like the Miami Marlins team we expected. Great young pitching talent. Jazz has cooled off a little bit, which has kind of staled their offense out. When you don't have Jazz going, when you don't have Soy Marte going, Jesus Aguilar, there's not a lot of offense there. Brian Anderson not doing much this year either, and he's also been hurt. This Marlins team is going to struggle to score runs. They're going to pitch fine, but then once you get to their bullpen, it's a little weak too. They've got issues, but they're not a complete rollover like some of the teams towards the bottom of this list. Number 22, the Cincinnati Reds, and I had a hard time ranking them because the Reds, 4 games under 500, not playing well, but Castellanos has been a beast. Jesse Winker's been a beast. Sonny Gray's still very good, but Luis Castillo, oh my god, and the bullpen's not very good. They're a super inconsistent team, a team that you don't want to play because they have the ability to beat you any night, I think, because they do have talent, but they just are not showing it in the slightest. Looks like David Bell's probably on his way out of Cincinnati. This team, they're just simply not getting the most out of their talent. Speaking of a team that has talent but is going nowhere, the Los Angeles Angels coming in at number 21, missing out on the top 20. This Angels team is terrible. Let's just be honest. Let's call for what it is. They're not very good. They're they're a few games ahead of the Rangers. They have absolutely no pitching outside of Shohei Ohtani and maybe Andrew Heaney. The bullpen's bad. Rendon not playing well. Trout's hurt. Ohtani is carrying them. Jared Walsh. But otherwise, this team is just straight up not very good. So I can't put them inside the top 20 as much as I'd love to because I want the Angels to be good for Mike Trout's sake, but it's not happening anytime soon, and Joe Maddon's not making it any better. Top 20 started at the number 20 spot, the Washington Nationals. Nationals, not good, but they're not horrendous. They're just also not good. Juan Soto's starting to heat up, which is huge for them. A problem, though, is their pitching right now. Outside of Max Scherzer, Strasburg's been struggling. Corbin's not been the same, so they're not getting that length out of two major starting pitchers in their rotation. The bullpen is, like, fine. The offense is weak, though, like, very, very top-heavy. Josh Bell still stinks, and that doesn't help. Kyle Schwarber, it's whatever. But you got Soto and Trey Turner, and that alone puts you as a top 20 team, along with Max Scherzer. Number 19, the Seattle Mariners. The offense is bad, but this bullpen's pretty decent, and they're just, like, kind of still winning games. So, yeah, I don't think that the Mariners are going to end up being 19 by the end of the season. I think they're probably dropping down to, like, that mid to low 25 to 30 range. But right now, the Mariners are playing baseball that you at least have to respect. They're 2 games over 500. While they don't score any runs, they also don't give up that many runs. The Mariners are not that bad, and that's without Kelenic even playing well. The dude's been stinking. So, yeah, Mariners 19. Number 18, the Kansas City Royals. Such a hot start to the year. Have kind of came back a little bit more to earth recently, but they're playing better baseball again. 6-4 in their last 10. Like, I think this is a team that's going to hover right around the 500 range, and when you do that in a league with 30 teams, 18's kind of the spot for you. They need to get Danny Duffy back as soon as possible. They can still score some runs, but again, they're just kind of middle of the pack. Number 17, the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies are a 4th place team. Well, they would be if it wasn't for the Nationals, but the Phillies are just not that good. The pitching, besides Zach Wheeler and Nola, and even Nola has been sketchy at times. Shockingly, the pitching hasn't been great. The bullpen shockingly still stinks, and the offense is very much carried by the guys who carry this offense. Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, Rhys Hoskins, and Segura was trying to help a little bit, but again, he's cooled off. You're just not getting a lot of production out of the guys that you need to that aren't named Harper, Realmuto, Hoskins. It's just not a very strong team. 17th. 16th, a team that's been so disappointing, the Atlanta Braves. I mean, I'm happy because I'm a Mets fan, but they've been super disappointing. The bullpen hasn't been particularly great. The starting pitching has not been very good. The offense is starting to heat up a little bit. I mean, Ron Acuna is having an MVP type season. Freddie Freeman's starting to get back to that form, and Austin Riley's been great, but this team is just completely out of whack. When you think they're playing well, all of a sudden they start playing poorly. The Marcelo Ozuna thing is definitely causing some issues too. The Braves, I think, are going to end up being higher than this because I really do think that this team is too good to continue to be under 500, but right now, based on how they're playing, middle of the pack. Coming in right at the halfway point, Cleveland Indians. If you want to talk about an average baseball team, it feels like it's them. They have good pitching. They have little to no offense outside of Jose Ramirez. I mean, just no one hits the ball on that team. I mean, they have a couple guys, but it's not very good. Like, yeah, Shane Bieber's sick. Aaron Shack's nasty out of the bullpen. Clase's looked really good. The bullpen's strong, the pitching's strong, but they have no offense outside of Jose Ramirez and occasionally some other guys. This isn't a team I can get super high on. Yes, they're still above 500, but they play in a weak division, and I just don't think they're one of the best teams in baseball. I can't do that with a team that can't score. At number 14, dropping a little bit, I got the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals have been struggling as of lately. They lost first place in the division to the Cubs and the Brewers, who have both been playing good baseball, both going to be ranked higher than them. The Cardinals just, like, they have some good players. You got Goldschmidt, you got Arenado, Yachty's playing well, you got Tyler O'Neill, who's really balling out, Dylan Carlson, but the pitching starting rotation, like Flaherty, Wainwright, I kind of can't get excited about the rest of it, and bullpen-wise, they're always strong, but like John Gant came back to earth. Even Alex Reyes is starting to come back to earth a little bit in the month of June, so it's tough because they are a good team, but I just don't think they're like a top 10 team right now, which is why I put them at 14. Number 13, keeping in the National League Central, the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs bullpen balled out in the month of May. It was disgusting. It was amazing. It carried them because, as we know, their starting pitching, not great. There's no real ace out there. Kyle Hendricks hasn't been as good as you were hoping. A lot of the arms out there don't get you excited, but the bullpen has been locked down. Craig Kimbrell was sick. Ryan Tepera, they have no names coming up and being great. Bullpen was locked down. And of course, they still have Rizzo. They got Baez. They got Bryant. They got Contreras. They got Ian Happ. They have a good core. This team's better than I think we thought they would be, but they still have like kind of no pitching on paper. I don't know how long it's going to last, but they're playing good baseball right now in first place, so I think 13th is a good spot. Coming in at the number 12 spot, I'm going with another National League Central team, the Milwaukee Brewers. I think the Brewers are so good. First off, you got that three-headed monster now because it's three-headed. Woodruff, Burns, Peralta. Those three are legitimately disgusting. Like Freddie Peralta is just skyrocketing to the top right now. He's looked incredible. Woodruff and Burns, I don't even need to say much. You still got Hader out in the bullpen. You got Devin Williams. You have all those arms out there that just continue to be fantastic. Their bullpen's so good. Their pitching carries them. And then offensively, since grabbing Willy Adames, they've been playing really well. Omar Narvaez is really good. Christian Yelich is starting to heat up. Lorenzo Cain even. I think Kes Daddy even got the call up. Like, this team has the potential to be a decent offensive team. With that plus pitching, I think they're really dangerous. I only think they're going to get better. And then just missing out on the top 10, coming in at number 11, my editor America's favorite team, the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are so close to being so good. They just need they need some starting pitching because Mats has come back to earth and Hyun-Jin Ryu can't do all the heavy lifting. They need another starting pitcher, and this team can be elite, can be scary because what they do offensively and even with the bullpen is gross. At first base, you got Vlad Jr., second base, Marcus Semien, shortstop Bichette. You got Biggio, who hasn't even really hit that well this year, but he's still a good player. Gurriel's been like hot or cold, but then Teoscar, Randall Grichuk, George Springer's gonna come back at some point. Rowdy Tellez, again, another guy who's not even hitting. They have such an insane amount of talent on the offensive side that if they can just get some arms, this Blue Jays team is going to do big things. Just outside the top 10 though, because they don't have those arms yet. Number 10, Houston Astros. I think the Astros are a top 10 team in baseball. I really love that roster. Offensively, they're fantastic. Like, you got Bregman, you got Correa, Altuve's hitting again, Gurriel, Michael Brantley, Yordan Alvarez, 6 legitimate beasts at the plate. Pitching wise, starting rotation, Lance McCullers is looking really good. Luis Garcia's been great. Zach Greinke's been good. Christian Javier, like, they're getting really good starting pitching. The bullpen's been a little bit shaky, but even then, Ryan Presley is locked down. You've even seen Framber Valdez make an appearance, which is huge for them. I think this Astros team is going to be scary. Top 10 right now has the potential to be one of the best teams in baseball. Number 9, the New York Yankees. New York Yankees struggling a little bit in the month of May. They were doing well, then they were doing bad. They are a very streaky team. Still top 10 though. I just can't put you much higher when you get swept by the Tigers. You get swept by the Tigers, you can't go much higher than where the Yankees are at. They still have some issues with pitching. The bullpen's been fine. It's been good. You still have Chapman, who's disgusting. He's filthy out there. You're going to get Zach Britton back at some point, but the offense is so streaky. Aaron Judge is sick. That's a fact. LeMahieu is still good, but he's not been as good as he's been in the past. Luke Voigt's been shaky-ish. Glaber still stinks. Gary Sanchez has been terrible. Gio Urshela has been really good. Like, they're all over the place, this Yankees team, but even still, they're one of the 10 best teams in baseball. Number 8, another New York team, my New York Mets. I'm putting the Mets in top 10. I'm putting them at number 8. With a AAA lineup, the Mets have continued to stay in first place in the National League East. A little bit because the National League East has been weaker than we expected, but also the Mets have been playing good baseball with a AAA team. The fact of the matter is they're still winning against major league teams, throwing out guys like Brandon Drury every night. We played Joe Neshwe, Fargas, Khalil Lee, Billy McKinney's been stepping up, Wilfredo Tovar. I mean, the guys that the Mets have been using at the major league level has been unbelievable that we're winning games, but the pitching is so good for the Mets, and that's why they're a top 10 team. The pitching has been dominant. DeGrom, Stroman, Walker, Peterson hasn't even been good, but Lucchese's been looking decent. The bullpen's been money. I mean, like, and we got Lugo back. This is a top 10 team in baseball. Don't even come at me with that. Number 7, the Oakland A's. I do think that on paper, the Astros are better than the A's, but I think the A's are playing better baseball right now. This is just kind of what the A's do. You can't doubt the A's, almost like the Tampa Bay Rays as well. Like, they're the Rays West almost. You can't doubt them. They just continue to always play well. Laureano's playing really well. Matt Olson's a beast. You don't know anybody really in their rotation, and it's working. Sean Manaea's been pitching great. The bullpen is always locked down. What they do out in Oakland may not make sense to you on paper, may not make sense to me, but they just get it done. They're really good. Number 6, the Boston Red Sox. Maybe a little harsher on the Red Sox than some other people, but I just think that the top 5 teams are kind of in a different category. The Red Sox are really good though. We're done doubting the Red Sox. The Red Sox are a legitimately good team in Major League Baseball. There's no more doubts. They're probably going to make some moves at the deadline to get even more pitching, because that would be their biggest concern, is starting pitching or even bullpen. They're going to make moves. They're going to get stronger, and the lineup is loaded. Devers is a beast. JD Martinez, Alex Verdugo, Xander Bogaerts, Bobby Dahlbeck's heating up. This team's good, man. This team is really good. Hunter Renfroe stepped up in the month of May. Chris Sale might be on his way back. Red Sox are just straight up a good team. Alex Cora, what do you know? Having Alex Cora versus Ron Renneke made a huge difference. He's a good manager, and this is a good team. Top 5 started at the number 5 position, going with the Los Angeles Dodgers. I can't not put the Dodgers in top 5. I mean, they are the best team on paper in baseball. I still believe they are the best team in the game, but I understand that they're not even first in their division. They've been losing some games and been playing some close series. Like, I think they are definitely, without a doubt, the best team, but based on how they're playing, I think they go at number 5. Loaded at every single position in baseball. They have an unbelievable rotation, unbelievable bullpen, unbelievable lineup. They are sick. They are the World Series favorites still, but right now, based on how they're playing, they're number 5, which is also crazy to say because the Dodgers are 34-24. Nuts. Coming in at number 4, the best team in the American League Central, the Chicago White Sox. Despite Tony La Russa, who has cost him some games, let's be honest, he loves this bunting crap that doesn't work. The White Sox are so sick. Pitching has been good, and Giolito honestly hasn't even clicked yet, but Carlos Rodon is looking unbelievable. Lance Lynn's having a fantastic year. Dylan Cease has found something. This is a very strong team. Bullpen's been great. Liam Hendricks was money in the month of May. He was on my team of the month. The offense, despite losing guys like Luis Robert, Eloy Jimenez, are playing really good. Yerman is still a beast. Tim Anderson, Jose Abreu's heating up. Yohan Moncada. I mean, just anywhere you go, this is a very strong team. Yasmani Grandal. White Sox are good. 4th best team in baseball. Number 3, the Mets are playing them this weekend, the San Diego Padres. San Diego Padres are so sick. Fernando Tatis is arguably the best player in baseball currently right now. I mean, he's like top 3 without a doubt. Like, yes, Mike Trout still exists. He's the best. Fernando Tatis is getting there. He's getting really, really close. Like, what he does at the plate is unbelievable. What he does on the base pass is crazy. He needs to be a little better defensively, but again, around the field, they are very, very good. Cronenworth, Hosmer, Machado. Grisham's hurt, but he's coming back. He's great. Will Myers is playing good. Ha-Sung Kim, Jurickson Profar. The pitching, fantastic. Darvish, Snell, Paddock, who's not even really been that good. The bullpen is lights out. This is just one of the best teams in baseball, without a doubt. They're number 3. At number 2, San Francisco Giants. Here you go, Giants fans. I'm going to give you some love, so listen up so you can stop complaining that I don't give you enough credit, because here it is. The Giants might legitimately be a good team. In fact, I think the Giants probably are a good team now. You've sold me. You've played basically 60 games of baseball, and you've shown me that you are one of the best teams in the league. I can no longer call this a fluke. I still don't understand how Brandon Crawford and Evan Longoria and Buster Posey are having career seasons at their old age. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm gonna stop asking questions. The Giants have figured something out. It's working. The pitching's been unbelievable. Kevin Gausman is a Cy Young candidate. If it wasn't for Jacob deGrom, he might be the favorite. The bullpen, despite not having huge names, has been great. This Giants team is doing really, really well. So they're the second best team in baseball right now. Can't deny it anymore. I will take away my hatred for this team, and I will call them the second best team in the league. Because coming in at number 1, a team that we should never have doubted, I maybe even doubted them a little bit, the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays are so good. Like, when are we just gonna learn that they're just always good? 37-23 record, one of the best in baseball. They have a 1-game lead over the Red Sox. They have a 5-game lead over the Blue Jays, 5.5 over the Yankees, 7-3 in their last 10. They went on that huge winning streak that started with the New York Mets. The pitching is unbelievable. Tyler Glasnow is so good. Austin Meadows went off in the month of May, which is great to see because that bat is too good to be quiet. I mean, this team traded away their starting shortstop and got better. That's how good they are. The bullpen arms are unbelievable. Mike Zunino hits home runs. Like, Randy isn't even playing well, but this team plays the matchups. They play the matchups so well, and that's all that matters. They get the most out of their players, put them in the best positions to win, and what do you know? They win a lot of games. And then Glasnow, Rich Hill had an incredible month of May. Best pitcher in the month of May for the American League. And the bullpen, I mean, no one in the bullpen has an ERA above 3.4. That's disgusting. This team's so good. They're the best team in baseball. Tampa Bay Rays number 1. So those are my power rankings after the month of May. So currently June 6th, I think here. That's what my power rankings look like. I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. It really does help support the channel, as well as subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content coming at you. Follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description. That's where I'm wrapping up today's video. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.